Uh, Not much really to update. I've started to gather together some of the working mods into a folder on my file hoster for the impending official releases of at least a motorbike pack for Vice City as well as for San Andreas. And to be honest with you, if enough people ask for Grand Theft Auto 3 to be included in the backwards conversion of the mods, then you know what? I don't see a major issue with doing something like that once I figure out the sticky widgets on some of the conversion issues I have with some of the vehicles as it is. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Our Skinner should have started further work and further testing on his beautiful, beautiful skin work he's done with the Impala from Mad Max that I had altered thanks to a donated model that saved me a great lot of remodeling work that I would have had to do because sometimes if I can get a hold of a 3D mesh, but the person's not willing to release it to the mod, then I respect their wishes. But what I then end up doing is going back and basically trying to duplicate by hand, not just simply select faces, copy, and then I could say, oh, well, I just duplicate. No, I don't try to clone their models. I try to pull their models apart, and then I try to model them to the best of my abilities to try to recreate the mod so that gamers don't miss out because an artist is a little too gun shy with their creations. Not that I'm saying that's bad, I understand. I've had models stolen myself. That said, however, though, I don't feel that gamers should suffer because of the art thieves out there in the world. Nor do I believe in becoming an thief myself. I will contact you if you say no, that's fine, but if I have access to your model, I'm going to recreate it myself in 3D Studio Max so that at the very least your work isn't stolen and my cheap knockoff, because I'm not that great of a 3D modeler, but I'm all right, can be used, skinned, and can become this thing that becomes a part of the models, part of the meshes, instead of me trying to figure out some of these models that sometimes have little or no real refs outside of the movies, and even then sometimes they don't work as well as needed. But the point is, I'm never going to steal your meshes. I'm never going to steal your models. I'm above that, as most people should be in the 3D modeling community, and sadly are not. That said, however, I've been modding for 2 days straight. I'm sorry, I'm burned the frick out. And right now, I'm just kind of taking a break. I'm actually playing through the PS3 edition of Grand Theft Auto 4. Um, I like it, but I hate the controls. I'm really more at home with the 360 edition than I have been with this edition. Not that I'm saying this is a bad edition, it's just I've always had an issue and always been the main reason to own two different systems if you can afford it is if it doesn't play well on one system, a lot of times it will play well on the other. Case in point of gen before last. Some games absolutely did not play well on the PS2 that played well on the Xbox itself, the original Xbox. But conversely, some games on the Xbox really play like ass, pardon my language, and really work the best on the PS2. That's not to say that the GameCube ones didn't play well as well, but there wasn't always as many multi-platform games of that manner there. And sometimes I just didn't like the control scheme at all, even when it was customizable for either of the systems when the game just didn't work. Some titles I could just jump right into and I could play through it and great, awesome, I'm doing a phenomenal job, but the same game on another system I have trouble with. But I'm sorry, I was getting off on a rant there. But the point is, right now I'm taking a break. When I come back from the break, I'm probably going to be focused way more on trying to let my converters do their conversion work Although my main tech guy, his software is not working. And unfortunately, that puts a damper on things, and it may come down more to myself doing most of the heavy work than anybody else, which isn't a bad thing. I'm very happy that I've been able to successfully convert a lot of our vehicles that were in San Andreas only down to Vice City. Is everything working completely perfectly? No. The Magic Wheel mod, even though it's installed, is not recognizing the wheels, even though I'm following the tutorials, and it's become a headache, which is another reason why I'm like, I need a break. But when I come back, I'm likely to focus in two areas. We have one new mod that should be working, the Jebediah plane from Thunderdome. I've had tech teams I've worked with before who got models without skins to work in-game. And I'm learning a hell of a lot about dummy placement all over again. And so what I'm going to be doing then is I'm probably going to be trying to get the Thunderdome plane in-game myself. I'm not going to attempt skinning. I suck, and I don't want to drag the mod down by having a really nice model and a really crappy skin applied to it. But I'm also going to probably take a lot more time to get back into the 3D modeling. But I did successfully lock up the Goose Bike DFF file, which is the actual model itself in Grand Theft Auto. So it should be safe for the most part, because again, I'm honestly not going to be releasing the GoZooks models without locking them up, because again, I don't steal, and I don't make it easier for other modders to steal with things. You want the model, you got to work for it, like I've had to do with permission even from GoZook. But his mods, his stuff will be working in Vice City. Most of the bikes are working. I'm trying to figure out the skin issues because quite frankly, I think I know what the issue is. It's just a matter of getting the getting the right numbers together and making it so that if you want the motorbikes to spawn movie perfect, they will do so. But if you want the bikes to be car Carol or different color compatible, you'll have that option as well. And all I've done is basically made a few little notes without deleting anything from GoZook's README, so that in case GoZook has forgotten that he gave me permission to work with his bikes for this mod, that he'll understand that I mean no malice. He's got his credit where credit is due. I'm merely crediting myself as a converter because it was kind of a lot of work to get those bikes working in Vice City. But they look beautiful. Now this coming weekend, I'm probably going to set aside to start filming my work in progress videos, which will be featured on this channel. So that you guys aren't just hearing me talking, you're seeing the work that's being done right now, so that you see that there is actual work being done, even if it's mostly on my end. And I do have a team of legendary modders who are trying their best to be patient with me and work with me so that we can get these mods done and get them working. The main problems right now is the wheels and the headlights, because a lot of these mods actually relied on the stock headlight texture being applied automatically by San Andreas. I can extract it and I can apply it myself, or at least I have to learn how to apply it myself. And then I would actually have a lot more mods ready than just the bikes for Vice City as well as San Andreas, because I'm looking at doing a revival, a re-release of these models. And I'm also looking this weekend to get the mod database page up, but I have to see what my weekend looks like. I've got so much stuff going on, and you know, I'm needing a break. I'm really needing a break. But yeah, so at this point, I'm taking a couple days off. Then I'm going to jump back into the mod as far as the modeling goes, and as far as doing some tech work myself on our newest mod that isn't there, as well as testing out the Impala without the new skin to see how she looks in game. Because technically, she's all ready to go. She just needs a skin. She's got a skin from San Andreas, but that's not going to work for us. And I may try to deconvert it with that. One of the main models, though, I want to get before I want to get onto is the DeSoto. Because the more I look at the Oceanic in Vice City, the more I see the DeSoto, the more I want that car is the DeSoto. Because if I tweak the handling, and also if I allow for importation of sound files to give the car that throaty V8 sound, which I'm researching how to do the sound file issue there, then it won't matter what car I mod. It'll sound right, it'll drive right, and it'll look right. Because that DeSoto, I tell you, that car was a piece of work, and I honestly feel that it's a piece of beauty, even if it's pink. I mean, why should that matter? We don't begrudge a guy if he has a pink Cadillac, but oh, a pink DeSoto, oh, that's fruity, right? But I digress. So a lot of it's also going to be trying to get back to the DeSoto, because I've got a lot of the parts done, but I don't have the body done, and I really want to get that baby done. I really want to get her done because she has a greater chance of getting in game than, say, the Fury Road Gigahorse, since I don't know a lot of the hookups for the Gigahorse enough to be able to actually finish the mesh beyond making the body and the space for the engine. And I also, doing those tractor tires is going to be a nightmare, I can already tell. But I'm going to do them. I'm going to suffer for you guys, and if you don't like it, then, well, I don't care. I'm kind of doing this for my own enjoyment, but I'm doing it for the Mad Max fans out there. That's why I sweat and I toil when it comes to these models, because this stuff matters to me. Because it matters to you, because I know what it is to be a fan, especially a fan of a series that a lot of people count out because, oh, it's not, you know, Fast and the Furious, so it sucks. Whatever. Anyways, folks, so that's where the mod is at. That's the best I can do. Now, tomorrow I have a lot of videos to upload, but right now I'm just going to get ready and kind of go to bed.